everyone, it's Bianca here. Welcome to a new tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to make a easy Halloween project. You can make many fun things with it. You need 4 different colors of yarn, a base color and 3 colors for the leaves. I use Color Crafter from Scheepjes. This is my leftover yarn, and if we look at the label, we have to work with a 4mm crochet hook. So here's my 4mm crochet hook. You need also a scissors and a needle. We start with the base color and make a magic circle on the hook. Then make a chain 3. 1, 2 and 3. Now here in the magic circle make 15 double crochets. So yarn over, enter hook in the magic circle, grab your yarn, pull up, yarn over, pull for 2, yarn over, pull for 2. That's 1. 15 in total. Double crochet in the magic circle, that's 2 and 3. And the last double crochet, number 15. Now pull on the short tail of the magic circle to close the ring, and then on top of the very first double crochet, that's after the chain 3 here on top, under through that V stitch, you work 1 slip stitch. Make a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This counts for your first double crochet. Now in that same stitch where you make that slip stitch in the previous round, make 1 more double crochet in that same stitch. So you have here 2 double crochets in the beginning in that same stitch. In the next stitch, 2 double crochets in the same stitch, 1 and 2. So you have 2 double crochets in that same stitch. We work 3 more 2 double crochets in that same stitch. So in the next stitch, 2 double crochet, that's 1 and 2. Also in the next stitch, 2 double crochets in that same stitch, and one more time 2 double crochets in that same stitch. So we have here with our first chain 3 here in the beginning 10 double crochets in total. Now make a chain 1. Then in the next 5 stitches make 2 double crochets in that same stitch. That's 1, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 2, and also in the next stitch 2 double crochets, that's 3. In the 4th stitch 2 double crochets in that same stitch, and in the last stitch, number 5, also 2 double crochets in that same stitch. Also after that chain 1 here, we have here worked 10 double crochets in total. Make also 1 chain. And then in the last 5 stitches also 2 double crochets in that same stitch. That's also 10 double crochets in total. Now we have to work 1 chain stitch here on the end before we close this round. We close on top of the very first double crochet, that's the chain 3, in the third chain stitch 1, 2, 3 in that stitch with a slip stitch. In that stitch 1 slip stitch. Now we have in this round 30 double crochets in total and 3 chain stitches. We start this round with a chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 counts for a first double crochet and 1 chain stitch. Into the next stitch make 1 double crochet. Now we have here in the beginning 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet into the next stitch. In the next stitch make 2 double crochets in that same stitch. 1 and 2, and then in the next stitch make 1 double crochet. Repeat those 3 last stitches. So in the next stitch 2 double crochets in that same stitch, and then only 1 double crochet into the next. Do this again. 2 double crochet into the next stitch, 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and now here in the next stitch 2 double crochets in that same stitch. Now we have here 1 double crochet left over for the chain 1 space. Make 1 chain, then in the next stitch, that's the stitch for the chain, make 1 double crochet, 1 chain, then skip the chain 1 space, and then on top of the next double crochet make 1 double crochet, chain 1, and in the next stitch 1 double crochet. So we have here 3 times a chain 1 space. Then we start with the repeat of 2 and 1 double crochet. It's 2 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 double crochet into the next, 2 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 double crochet into the next stitch, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 1 double crochet into the next, and then one more time 2 double crochets in the next stitch. So the next stitch is that stitch for the chain. You make 1 chain into the next stitch, 1 double crochet, chain 1, skip the chain stitch, then on top of the next double crochet 1 double crochet, chain 1, into the next stitch 1 double crochet. Also here we have 3 times a space of a chain 1. Then we start with the repeat of 2 double crochets in the next stitch and 1 double crochet into the next, 2 doubles in the next, and 1 double in the next, 2 doubles in the next stitch, 1 double into the next stitch, and then 2 double crochet in the next stitch. Then after that last 2 double crochets in that same stitch, we have to create here also 3 spaces of a chain 1. Here in the beginning we work already that chain 1. Here that chain 4 is 1 double crochet and 1 chain. So make 1 chain, double crochet into the next stitch, and then make 1 chain stitch, and then close here on top of the very first double crochet. Here we have here 4 chain stitches, and then in the third chain stitch, 1 2 3, that's the top of the first double crochet, make a slip stitch. So we have here also in the beginning 3 spaces of 1 chain. We start with a chain 4, 1 2 3 4, counts for your first double crochet and a chain 1. Now we skip here the next chain 1 space, and then on top of the next double crochet make 1 double crochet. So we have here 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. Make 1 chain and then 1 double crochet into the next stitch. In the next stitch 2 double crochet, and then in the next 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the next, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 1 double crochet into the next stitch, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and 2 double crochets in the next stitch. So the next stitch must be the double crochet for the first chain 1 space. We make now 5 times a chain 1 space between double crochets. So the first is a chain in the next stitch, and it must be on top of the double crochet for the chain, 1 double crochet, that's 1, the first space. We make a chain, then we skip here that chain 1, and then on top of the next double crochet make 1 double crochet. This is your second space. It must be 5 in total. Chain 1, skip the next chain, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, skip the chain, on top of the next stitch 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then in the next stitch 1 double crochet. So we have here 5 times a chain 1 space. Now we start with the repeat of 2 double crochets in the same stitch and 1 double crochet in the next stitch. So 2 doubles in the next stitch and only 1 double crochet in the next. 2 doubles in the next stitch and 1 double in the next stitch. And we do this again. 2 doubles in the next stitch and then 1 double crochet in the next. 2 double crochet in the next stitch and 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 double crochets in the next stitch. And then we have here the next stitch is the double crochet for that chain 1 space. We make again at the same way that we did here 5 times a space of a chain 1. Chain 1, in the next stitch 1 double crochet, chain 1, skip the chain, double crochet in the top of the next stitch, chain 1, skip the chain 1, in the next stitch 1 double crochet, chain 1, skip the chain, in the next stitch 1 double crochet, chain 1, and on top of the next double crochet 1 double crochet. Also 5 times a gap of 1 chain. And then we start with the repeat of 2 double crochets in the next stitch and only 1 in the next. 2 double crochet, only 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and then 1 double crochet, and then here 2 double crochets. So the next stitch must be the double crochet for the chain. Here in the beginning we work already 2 spaces of 1 chain. We have to create 3 more spaces of a chain, 1 more. Chain 1. In the next stitch 1 double crochet, chain 1, skip the chain, on top of the next double crochet 1 double crochet. So we have here 1, 2, 3 and 4. Before we close we have to make our last chain 1 space. So make a chain and then close with a slip stitch on top of the very first double crochet. In the beginning we work 4 chain stitches, counts for your first double crochet and a chain. So in the third chain stitch, 1, 2, 3, in that stitch make 1 slip stitch. One more round to go. We make 1 chain and then back into the same stitch where you make that slip stitch, make 1 single crochet. Now we work in every stitch and in every chain 1 space 1 single crochet. So here in the chain 1 space 1 single crochet, on top of the next double crochet 1 single crochet in the next chain 1, on top of the next double crochet 1 single crochet, and then in every stitch 1 single crochet. Work like this all the way around. In every stitch 1 single crochet and in every chain 1 space 1 single crochet. I work my stitches all the way around. My last single crochet I work that in the space for the first single crochet. Now I'm cut the yarn, not too short. Open up that last stitch and then with a needle we make a invisible join. In the beginning you skip that first stitch here, you go to the second, go under through the top of that V, pull through, then you go back to the last single crochet and you work also here in the first single crochet, only in the back loop, and then pull through. This here is your invisible join, also a nice V stitch with both tails in on the back of the stitches. Now we start on the leaves and I start with the first color. For me is that a green color, and I make a longer tail here, and then here in the first space we have here 5 spaces here on top. Then in the first space you go with the hook into that space, grab the yarn and pull up and make a loop. Now we make 4 more loops in that same space. That's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now yarn over and pull through all the loops in one go. This is your first puff stitch. Now we work a second puff stitch, not in the last space here of the last round, but 1 round below, here in this space here. Also 4 loops in that space. So this is the next space, and then here under, go in with your hook, grab your yarn and pull up at the same level of your work, like this. That's 1, 4 in total, 4 loops in total. That's 2, 3 and 4. Now pull your hook with your yarn through all the loops in one go, but not that loop here of that first puff stitch. So you have here 2 loops on the hook. We work a third puff stitch in the third space here. 1, 2, 3. That's in the second round of this coaster. So yarn over, then 1, 2, 3 in that space. Grab your yarn and pull all the way up to the level of your work. This is your first loop. It must be 4 in total. That's 2, 3 and 4. Yarn over, pull through all these loops, but not through the 2 loops of the puff stitches, so you have 3 loops on the hook. Then the next is here under in the third round. Make 1 puff stitch of 4 loops in that stitch. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Yarn over and pull through all the loops of the puff stitch till you have here 4 loops on the hook. And now we make here in the last space also 1 puff stitch, 4 loops in that space. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Yarn over, pull through all the loops in one go. So like this. And now we have here 5 puff stitches, 5 stitches on the hook. Now yarn over and pull through the 5 stitches on the hook. And then we have this. Now make a chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then skip 1 stitch from the hook. Then in the next stitch make 1 single crochet. Also 1 single crochet in the next stitch. 1 single crochet in the next stitch. 1 single crochet in the next stitch. And then we make here on top, where we make all these stitches together, here also 1 single crochet on top of that last stitch. Now cut the yarn and open up that stitch. Then grab a needle and then you pull that tail here to the back of that last stitch here in that cap. Pull your thread to the back and weave the tail in. Then work with the last 2 colors also in the next spaces, also 1 leaf. And then this is the end result. Let me know what you are going to make with it for Halloween. You can let me know in the description box of this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Click on the notification bell so you don't miss any new tutorial from me. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you next time. Bye!